morning. I'm Angela from Hemisphere Dancer Wellness and Travel. Today we're going to explore some of the Pilates side leg work. So begin laying down on your side. You can let the head rest on your bottom arm, and you can keep the bottom leg bent for a little more stability. We want to make sure both hips are stacked, the rib cage is closed in the front, and we're going to lift the bottom leg up off lift the top leg up off the bottom leg. We're going to begin swinging that leg forward with a flexed foot and back with a pointed foot. The top arm can be used for a little bit of support, and back with a point. While we're swinging forward, we want to be careful that we're not caving in, and when we swing the leg to the back, we want to be careful to avoid rolling forward with either the shoulder or the rib cage. Again, like some of our other exercises we've been working on, we're trying to keep this part of the body totally still and stable while we're working on mobility in that hip and in the leg. One more time, swinging it forward with a flex and taking back with a point. From there, we're going to bring the leg center. We're going to flex to lift, point to lower down. We're keeping the leg in parallel right now. We want to pay attention to this place between the bottom of our ribs and the top of our hips. We want to watch that as the leg lifts, it's not scrunching in here. So we want to keep this long. So that means the leg's not actually going to come super, super high. Point to lower down. We're lifting with a flex, pointing to lower down, keeping our side of our body nice and long. Breathing on this whole series is a natural breath, inhaling and exhaling. We can play with inhaling up and exhaling down, or alternating that. Flexing to lift, good. Again, watching that as we lift, we're not rocking back in the pelvis. Point to lower, and one more time, flex to lift, and point to lower. And we're going to take small baby circles. Again, keeping the whole torso nice and stable as the leg circles around, and reversing direction. Good. From here, we're going to bring both legs forward so that they're lined up with the edge of our mat. And we're going to do a little open of the knees, and again, watching the hip point here, and close. A little open and close. Watching that it's not so big that the whole torso and pelvis rolls backwards as the leg opens. You can place one hand on a hip to feel it's right happening in that hip socket, in that hip joint. It may feel like a small movement, even if it only comes a couple inches, like this, is better than letting everything move around. We're going to do one more, and then we'll go ahead and extend both legs long. And we're going to cross our top leg over, rolling forward so the hips remain stacked, and we're going to lift the bottom leg up, pulsing up, and pulse, pulse, pulse. 6, 7, 8, and pulsing. One more set of 8, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. This leg that's crossed, we're going to keep it crossed as you roll onto your back. And we'll take a little number 4 stretch here, hugging the knees into the chest. From here, we'll go ahead and change around to our second side. So again, giving yourself a good setup on this side. Letting the top leg extend nice and long, getting a nice long side body. Hips are stacked, using a little bit of support on the arm if needed. We start by swinging the leg forward with a flex, and back with a point, and forward with a flex, and back with a point. Again, watching that. While you're swinging forward, we're not caving back in off the hips, and when that leg swings back, that we're not going so far that we roll over. And a flex, back with a point, point, and last one. Ending center. Now again, keeping the side body long, we'll flex to lift, point to lower. Relaxing the lift, pointing to lower, keeping the, watching that we're not getting a little crunch in of those, the ribs, or the hips towards the ribs. Pointing to lower, flexing to lift, pointing to lower, flexing to lift, pointing to lower. One more time. And small circles. Again, watching the core is really stable. Breathing is happening, not holding the breath. Reversing direction. Good, and then bringing both legs forward, stacking the hips. Again, small movement. And lift. A little open. A little exhale on the lifts here. Remembering that smaller, even if it doesn't feel like you're making a huge change, that's going to really help access those rotators and those hip flexors. And so let's go ahead and cross over. And we're going to pulse the inner thigh, lifting. 3, two, pulse, 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 and again. 3, 4, 5, 6. One more time. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Resting that leg down, the leg crossed on top. We'll roll to the back and take a stretch here, hugging into the chest and breathing into the hips, into the belly. You can always add a little rock side to side.